Hey guys, welcome
Hey, hey,
back.
hey.
What's going down, Regina
Welcome.
B?
Girl, I'm trying to share over here.
Welcome
Hello
back,
everyone. Welcome to Uncommon Faith with
Regina.
Regina B.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week. We definitely appreciate you. If you are watching from one of our social platforms, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, definitely share this broadcast. We're going to be having lots of fun tonight, as well as like and comment and let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We would love to hear where you guys are tuning in from, even if you catch the replay too. So, Regina, what's going on tonight, girl?
Oh, well, let me tell you. It has been a very long day. One of those
Mhm.
days when you go in early and you leave late, um, you know, from that job
Right?
and come home and then do take care of the kiddos and dinner and just in time to come and sit with the Uncommon Faith family. So yeah, but surprisingly enough, I'm still going. Like I'm just like,
That's what we do,
what?
though, right?
I'm,
That's what we
it
do.
is. It is. We keep pushing. We keep pushing.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's been lovely though. It's been lovely. I say that I'm just loving your hair right now.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Regina.
Yes.
Thank you.
Come on, the growth. Like,
Yes.
man.
I'm hitting my 3.5 years. I'm loving my crown. Loving my
What?
crown.
3.5?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what's
It's been
up.
a journey. It's been a journey. But you know what, Gina? You know what I heard? Word on the street
Uh-uh.
is that it's stepdaddy season. That's what the word on the street is, Regina.
See,
Is
you hear stuff I don't hear because you have a little more access.
that
You have a little more access than
yes,
I
girl.
do. So I'm trying to understand what in the world.
It's
What in
stepdaddy
the
season.
world? Please tell me what this means because I need to know. It's
So
so
so you know that it is it's about to be my favorite time of year, which is fall and the holidays and stuff like that. But we also know that during this time of year it gets a little cold. Right, it gets a little cold. So we're transitioning from hot girl this, hot boy that, all of the hotness in the summertime.
uh-huh.
And me and Marcus were talking the other day because a young lady on Instagram hopped on and she said, you know what, y'all, it's stepdaddy season. So in stepdaddy season, it means that, you probably are not connected to the person, your child's other parent. But it's the season that you may be introducing them to some new stepdaddies. So yeah, uncommon faith. I just wanted to throw that out there. I know that we talk about leveling up as wholeness and living that purpose-driven life as a woman, but I just wanted to throw it out there that word on the street is that it's stepdaddy season. That's
Okay.
it.
I must confess. Miss Lisa say interviews being held, bring your paycheck stubs and wear gray
Okay.
sweatpants.
Really, the gray sweatpants? No, at least it's got to be the joggers now. It got to be the gray jogger. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. Just kidding.
Wow.
Ooh, that's
I,
getting hot,
I'm
y'all. You over here with this 10-gallon cup of water.
I
Oh
had to
my
sip.
gosh.
It's not water.
Oh
But
my gosh.
nonetheless.
Yep, it's stepdaddy season. But anywho, what are we talking about tonight, Regina?
Girl, I think we're just gonna talk about hot topics.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot topics kind of night. I don't know. I was just feeling, and then also, how are you able
It's
to
this
continue your
fly out
worship?
here.
What'd you say?
No, it's
Okay,
there's this
never mind.
crazy fly that's bugging me in here because hot topics in my house, y'all. Let me know. I just got to put this out there real quick. So the house next door to us, y'all, it sold a couple months ago. There's a fly that's in my house because my dog keeps going outside because she has some new neighbors as well, some new animal neighbors. And one of the new neighbors next door that has moved in with the new people is a rooster, y'all, a whole rooster. So apparently a fly has gotten into
A
my
cock-a-doodle-doo.
creative corner, y'all, because Maddie, our dog, she wants to go, she goes out there, she barks, and then she comes back in and gets water. So yeah, that's why I'm like swatting and stuff, because I'm like, Maddie, really, she keeps going outside. But let's continue, Gina. Hot topics. My bad, y'all.
Wow,
My
I
bad.
know. I'm just like, you
The
have a
rooster
whole
moving in next door.
cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah, I'm not
Does it
happy.
wake you up early in the morning?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time I'll be up with the baby. So by the time, the rooster
You
start
hear the
crowing,
roaster, yeah, you
rooster
hear crow.
crowing, me and Riley going back to sleep. But everybody else in the house is not pleased about the rooster being next door. So yeah. But anyways,
Wow.
what's going on, Gina? Hot topics. What you got?
Okay, Laflower, I see you. Well, you made me think about something. So one of the hot topics that's been very present lately for me is that of the housing market.
Oh,
hmm
oncoming
So,
faith, y'all, come on.
I've actually had a few different people speak to me about the market and what's going on, and that they, are considering selling their homes because the
Hmm.
market is so elevated right now, right?
Right, right.
Selling their home, possibly moving into an apartment
Yep,
until the housing market goes down,
yep.
and then pocketing, right?
A whole lot of cash.
And let me give you
A
an
whole,
example.
a whole lot of cash.
A house we talked about is market value for something, 400,000, let's just say round figure. It is on the market for over 600.
Mhm.
And I am just like, what is going on?
Now is definitely a time. If you I have an Excel family, so I can't maneuver how other people maneuvering, but I guarantee you, if I could maneuver like that, this
Absolutely.
house would have been on the market, y'all. It is ridiculous. Like now is a time for you to definitely, if you've been waiting for one of those pockets of not of time that rarely come around, guys, I highly encourage you to consider, selling some of your assets right now, especially if it's real estate or real property. Even if you have, a manufactured home on some land or something, that's still real property. I check it out. Check it out, because the house that is sold next door to us, I did the calculations because just adding up how long we've been in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
how long they've been there, because they came right after we did. They were a house built from all of that. I'm like, I know they pocketed at least a good 100 grand minimum,
Yeah.
minimum. and
It,
that
it's
and that was a one bed, that was a 1 story flat. It was minimum. Their house sold for a ridiculous amount of money, almost 300 grand for a flat. I was like, oh my lord, my lord. I think it
yeah,
could have been a little bit over. So my
probably.
calculations may have been a little bit off, because but yeah, now is the time to consider selling some of those
It's
assets
definitely the
and
time.
really putting your family in thinking about the long term,
Right,
right?
right. Like that's money, that's equity that you can take. And if you are looking to start a business or something like that, oftentimes we allow finances to hold us back, saying, we don't have the capital that we need to really get going. I'm
Right.
like, look, an extra couple of $100,000, like, you know, or or even putting it into, a new mortgage at the point that you would decide to take one of those on. You're still saving money because you likely won't have PMI,
Yeah.
if you putting that much down. So either way, it's going to benefit you. So trust, believe, and know. I definitely ran this idea across Mr. Brown. Like, you sure? like we can't
Girl,
possibly.
let me know. I got somebody that'll run the numbers for you real quick because we already got the market analysis, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But if there was a good way for us to to easily adjust our family, we most
Right.
definitely would. And I just encourage you guys, for all of our kingdom people out there, and I'm glad Regina brought this up. It's important for us to have ownership. It's
Absolutely.
important for us to have ownership in so many different areas, right? Especially when it comes to real property and real estate and things like that, because when you own your land, when you own certain things, you have certain control, especially if you own it outright. There's no mortgage on it, there's no nothing on it. Amazing things can happen, because sometimes, like Regina said, some of y'all been praying for a business. Some of y'all been praying for a move. Some of y'all been praying to get out of debt. You've been praying and praying and praying and praying. And now God has put an amazing formula in your face, right?
Absolutely. And I just want to, Laflower, tell me, what do you think about this? Because there was a point in time in our history when land ownership was like, that was the holy grail, right? That
Right.
to be a land owner.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, and tell me if I'm wrong, maybe it's not to the extent that I think it is, but it seems like over years, and I'm going back to like my grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then my great grandfather, who,
Right.
had all of this land to pass on, to generations. And as time passed, it seems like the value, or understanding the value of what you actually have, is diminished. And I don't know if that's from a lack of education around that to our community, to our people, and emphasis being put on other things to say, well, if you have this kind of car, or if you wear these kind of clothes, then you got clout, then you've made it, as opposed to understanding that having land.
And ownership, right?
Right.
I honestly think that I definitely agree with you, Regina, that it has the mindset of ownership has shifted, right? It's more ownership into more material things instead of assets, especially for some of our more melanated communities, right? I'll put it like that. Um, I also think that when it comes to our grandfather and our great grandfathers, because of the things that they saw and heard growing up, they held on to that ownership. Because when you come from generations of lack and not having, or when you know what it feels like to work a field, to pick
Right.
cotton, right? You know that if I own this, right, you're not coming on this. If I own this, I have the right to defend myself on this land,
Right.
right, on this rock. I'm not gonna start preaching. I'm not going there. However, it's vital. But just as the state of the family has changed, follow me, if the state of the family has changed, right, then of course the mindset of what's going to continue generational wealth is going to change, because the family mindset has shifted to, okay, um like I said, more materialistic things for a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people.
Mm-hmm.
Or it shifted to, okay, I'm not worried about how they was thinking back then or what they had back then. I want my money now.
Now.
Because when you
Mm-hmm.
think about ownership, when you think about land, like we've been in our house for 6 years now, and it's like when you look at that report and you like, I got to pay how much towards the principal and how much is actually, when you think about the long term,
Mm-hmm.
the long-term gratification and ownership,
Right.
a lot of people don't see that, because especially with me and Marcus, when we deal and and wholesale and real estate and stuff like that, and probate, there's so many people that as soon as a loved one passes, the first thing they want to do is sell the land
Sell
and
it.
split the money, instead
That's
of
it.
putting it in a family trust and leaving that property in the family so that generations to come can impact it. Like Marcus and I were just literally just had this conversation either last night or the night before, where his grandfather, he remembers as a little boy going to Prairie View. He remembered because they had land out there, they had acreage out there. And he's like, I remember. And I was like, man, I wish our children had a homestead to go to.
Yes,
I wish there was a
exactly.
homestead, and that's another one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about buying back my forefathers' land to
Yes,
so my kids can have an estate or homestead to
right,
return to, especially in the times that we're living in, and some of
right
the
now.
things that have been prophesied that's to come. You need a homestead
Come
to
on,
be
preach.
on, right? So that you can protect yours by any means necessary,
Necessary. Come
right? That
on.
you don't have to worry about the HOA telling you you got too much of this and you can't have none of that. All of that. We need ownership. We need ownership. That's just the
Absolutely.
bottom line. So I
Absolutely.
know that was I answered that question around the world, but it's come on,
No,
y'all.
all facts, all facts,
Come on,
all
y'all.
facts.
We
I
got to
just,
do better, Gina. We got to
we
do
do.
better as heirs, because I think about the land that my grandfather worked. I think
Yes,
about, the land that Marcus's grandfather worked. I think about them
yes,
building these houses on cinder blocks, right?
yes.
I think
Come
about these
on.
things, right? I think about these things, and I think about how we sell it very cheap. We sell these assets,
Just to get
and we
a
don't
quick,
exactly,
just to get a quick dollar.
because we
And
can't
then what are you
afford.
doing with the money that you receive? I understand, we got bills and, maybe we can pay off some debt and things like that. But I honestly have witnessed with my own eyes and in my lifetime that that's not what we're doing. We're not taking the money and getting it and investing it in something else or put it in another place where it can make money for us.
Right, right.
So oh, it's sad.
It's
And
super
honestly,
sad.
it's quite sad when I think back on it. And like you said, the passion to bring back, what we know our forefathers worked so hard to obtain.
Right.
And, it wasn't an easy thing. And I
Not at
just think
all.
about years to come, right? And what we are working so hard right now to create for our children
Right.
and their children and the generations to come after us. And then to sit back and watch and see what they do with it. How do they steward what we work so hard to give them?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, if I was my great, I would really feel some kind of way,
Right,
because
right,
you feel like that's your legacy. That's your life's work.
right. It's so
And what do you
important.
have to show for it? And like you said, we're so quick to sell it off. We're so quick to get rid of it. And I just don't know if we stop and really think about what it took to obtain those things and acquire those things. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty out there that know exactly where we're coming from and understand where we're coming from and on the exact same page. It's like you have businesses that have been in families for generations, and the struggle to keep those businesses going. One thing I noticed during when we were quarantined for quite some time last year, and you had a lot of restaurants and things like that was suffering as a result of it. That was one of the things that brought the community out and helped these businesses to survive, is the fact that they had been in the community for so long and it had gone from generation to generation.
Right, right. But the key thing, Regina, that I think, and I know we got to bring on our guests, one of the things that what I find a lot of times when a lot of those assets or, the family, the assets are not or don't stay in the family is a lot of times the older generation and the younger generation, they're not seeing eye to eye and they're
No,
not working together to push the lineage of the family, to have a strong family lineage, a strong family name. Like the older generation is not painting the vision good enough to get the younger generation's buy-in
get their
to
buy-in.
carry on the torch for what
Right.
this family's been working towards. There's one gentleman, his name is Mr. Penn. I think his net worth is like over $500 million. And I tell you, he says, not one of my children are, in the same, not one of my children work in my business. He says, not one of them. And he was like, and I'm not going to give my children anything. They have to work for it. And I was like, dang, Marcus, did he just say he ain't giving his kids? Like, he's like, but if I gave my kids everything they wanted, he was like, that's why the statistics of wealth standing in family, it does not go beyond the second generation after the initial person who established the wealth.
That's right.
It doesn't carry on past 2 generations if
That's
it gets to the next generation, because there's no vision, there's no buy-in, there's no passing of resources, there's no passing of the torch within our families. And so you guys put in the comments, let us know how you feel about this. And Regina, you want to welcome our guest on?
Hey. Well, this person is an Uncommon Faith family regular.
Yeah, she is.
She has joined us a number of times. And so whenever she comes on, it is just a good time. You can absolutely believe that. But she is one of my most favorite people in the whole wide world.
Yes, she is.
And that would be my baby sister, Miss Deandra Scott. Deandra, are you with us? Where's she at?
Is she in the building?
Well, maybe her internet is catching up with us. I don't know. But nonetheless, hopefully she has another
she can just switch.
I know God is real for us.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, I got one while we waiting on Deandra to come up.
Oh, you got your own today?
I do.
Come on, share.
My lemon ginger tea. Hold on one second.
Sip it.
This tea is amazing, y'all. So I don't know if you guys remember, but last month or month before last, I was talking about what happens when your well runs dry. What happens when one of your streams dry up. And you guys know that I've just been faithful. I'm like, Lord, what are you doing? What's going on? With these streams. And so I am proud to say I know God is real, because I had a woman of God prophesy to me that another stream of income was coming. But I was like, okay, whatever, I'm probably just going to relaunch something and, it's going to generate more income come again. Right. But I got to tell you, today, your girl I got a certification. I am, an official, consultant. I'm a loctician. And so it's another stream of income that I definitely have control over. So ain't nobody gonna dry this stream up.
Come on now. So, and let me tell you, I know that now that's a good stream. Okay. That's a good stream because, I am myself, locked. Mm-hmm. And so I know what it is. Right, to be on the looking for someone and searching for someone that can take care of you from the roots and all of that good stuff. And so let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Do I get a sister discount?
No. Gertrude said
that's fine.
If Regina tries to give you a discount, Regina actually send it back to me. So Gertrude
really? Really? You know what? No, that's fine. I don't need a sister discount. What about a referral discount?
I will give you a referral discount.
That's all I need because I got plenty of them. Yeah.
Right. Bring them on. But I'm telling you guys, if you stay faithful, and this is how I know God is real, because even though, that stream of income dried up for, my family over the summer, it's amazing how another one opened up. I never even thought about, becoming, a consultant or even, doing hair, on a professional level, even though I've been doing it for 20 something years. Because Deja's 22, about to be 22. I've been doing it for so long. I never thought about it. But again, that goes back to calibrating to who you are, calibrating, finding that purpose within your purpose,
talents
that you're already doing, those gifts and talents that you have, and being able to monetize on them. So even for me, I wasn't even like, that never even crossed my mind. But Regina knows how many times I've done her hair, friends of the family, just so many things. but I never said, you know what, let me go ahead and monetize this, because it was just a simple gift or talent that, I just did.
Right. And again, that goes back when we talked about that, and identifying your purpose and understanding, what your calling is, and how that comes so easy for some, for you maybe, but not for everyone else.
Right.
Right. Because I know for some years that you was my beautician. I mean, you had to pay the price since you made me go natural. It's like, well, I guess you gonna do it.
You did. You say, if I'm not putting no more perm on my hair, if I'm not getting my hair relaxed, you will have to hold it down. And I did. And I
You
did.
did. You did. You
Plenty of
absolutely did.
different styles, plenty of different styles, but it's been a journey, and I'm super grateful. I'm excited about it. I enjoy doing it. I really love to see other women embrace their natural beauty. you know no shade to anybody who's still wearing a unit. If my hair wasn't so thick, I would probably still put a unit on every now and then, because I want to be whoever,
That's
for my
right. Can
husband
I change
and
it
stuff
up?
like that. Right, right. But like the lady I did the install on today, it's like she can do sewing, she can do crochet, she can still switch up her hairstyle. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited about everything that is in store, for this new journey, as I help other women embrace their natural beauty.
Well, you know what? I have myself. God has also brought to me another stream,
Okay, come
right?
on with the streams. Like,
So
y'all see this fly? Like, I'm really not dirty, y'all, but this fly is
we can't see your fly. I'm
it's
sorry.
driving me crazy.
We cannot see your fly. But
Okay,
I will
okay.
share in more detail as because right now we're in the very, very early stages,
I love it.
and not just up and going yet, but once we get there, I will be super excited to share with you guys. And Uncommon Faith will actually have another commercial.
Come on now. Come on now.
Another sponsor.
But I love
So
it,
I
Gina,
think,
about these additional streams. Come on.
well, no, I was just going to say, I think our guest is having some technical difficulties or something to that nature.
Okay. Okay. I'll message her
So
and
we're
see if we
gonna
can get
keep
that taken care
we're
of.
gonna keep moving.
Yes, come on, multiple streams. But it's
Yes.
amazing how, when you sit back and, like, when you take your hands off of the wheel, when you literally take your hands off the wheel and allow God to truly be your GPS, how things will flow. Like, that I told you years ago, like, Gina, I'm not hustling no more. I don't want to hustle no more. Whatever God has for me, it's going to flow. Like, I don't want to be all agitated. I don't want to be all anxious. None of that. I want whatever God has for me, I want it to flow. And it has flowed. Oh, I didn't even tell you that. I had another meeting with ministry leader that we're connected with, and so we're gonna be launching another arm, they helping them launch another arm of their ministry, and we're gonna be helping the couples to stay together. We're gonna be
Oh,
working on the divorce reverse. We're going to
come
be working
on.
on, yes, Marcus and I are strong when it comes to Beyond the Vows. And there's going to be a singles edition too.
What?
And so, again, everything, like, we had a mastermind session the other day, and everything just flowed. Where,
That's
retreats
awesome.
coming soon, just so many things. And I'm just like, my God, it's a beautiful thing when you just flow. When you just take your hands off of the wheel, and you just allow God to move you and guide you, and be your GPS.
Right.
Because literally, I'm like, I'm not manifesting nothing. I haven't said no affirmations. I'm like, God, whatever you
That's
have for
it.
me and my family in this season, open those doors in heaven and on earth. And whatever is not for us, close those doors, and Lord, close them tight. Like, I don't just shut the daggum doors in my face, because if it's not for me, I don't want to spend time dwelling on it. What you think
And
about
that's a
that, Regina?
testament. that to me, that's a testament to the ability to let go and let God. Like, we say that so easy. It's become a cliche. And But at the end of the day, the results of that,
Right.
you know, it's like you let go, but then also, like we've talked about before, you got to be open. You got to be open minded. You got to be open to see him speaking to you and bringing things to you that you didn't even think about, and basically taking him outside of that box.
Right.
Right. And taking yourself outside of that box. And as that happens, and when that happens, he is able, right, to then truly bring, abundant, abundant blessings, and
Right.
just blow your mind.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. When, like you said, when you give him room, when you give him room to grow. Last night I had the pleasure of speaking in one of the ladies fastings groups that's in our Uncommon Faith community, Miss Bridget. Shout out to the Birth and Purpose 21-day fast that's going on with all my lovely beauties over there. But last night, we were talking about I'm a big component of, when we say write the vision and make it plain. And I'm even bigger on making sure we leave room for God to let us know what his vision and plan for us, because we can't swell up and take over and fill up with so much self that
Right.
we don't even see or even have consciousness of what God truly has in store for us, because it's all
Right.
about what our heart desires. And so I was telling him, I was like, lady, sometimes we gotta just ask God to take over our heart's desires, because if we're in a
Yes.
stagnant season, right? If we're not moving in the season, then we gotta challenge ourselves and ask God, hey, take all of this away.
Yeah.
Take, even for me, even when I was in relationships that I shouldn't have been in, I was like, God, take these desires
That's
away
it.
from me, because these
Absolutely.
desires have me stuck and stagnant. And so,
Hmm.
guys, I challenge you in this season, just like I told those amazing women over there. Shout out to Chi-Town. All of they are on fire, y'all. But as I told them last night, leave some room for God to share his vision for you, for his purpose for you. Leave some room for him to
Absolutely.
share what's already been written about you in the heavenlies, versus just trying to manifest, because our manifestation kind of, oh, there she go, our manifestation, sometimes it's impacted by culture, it's impacted by relationships, it's impacted by the times that we're living in, like, and we become anxious for things of the world versus things of God. Amen. Amen. Who you giving the
Amen.
side eye right over there? Your eyes so big you can't hide where you're looking at. All right, you want to introduce
Thank you. Thank you.
No worries.
It's
I have
it's
big eyes too, y'all.
bedtime. It's bedtime. So yeah, I had to give a big eye side.
99 rain, 99 boo. All right. Deandra, are you in the building?
Well, we might as well bring her on after the break. There she
Right,
is, just in
Break
time for
time.
break.
right.
Oh, it is break time.
So
We're
I get
talking
my
to.
camera together.
Oh, look at her.
Oh, yes, sis.
Look at you. Looking
Come
like a
on.
whole I gotta find a name. Well, let me see who you channeling. I'm not channeling, y'all.
No,
Saints,
we
don't
don't
talk to me
channel.
tonight. Saints,
We
don't
don't
go there.
channel.
But who is their inspiration? Who's tonight's look inspired by? It looked like you inspired
Oh
by
my
one of the
goodness.
pinup dolls that you was in the black cherie. So,
Woo!
Right. Well, my husband's birthday is tomorrow. And
Yes.
he's like, you're the most beautiful with your natural hair. So I just, I'm wearing my hair, because my honey likes it that way.
oh,
Oh,
I love it. Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to JJ. Happy
yes.
early birthday, bro. We love you. We love
Yes,
you.
we do.
We love you. We love you.
J
But
Dog,
yes, but you look absolutely beautiful. I haven't
stunning.
worn my makeup in about 2 weeks, y'all, because my daughters were, especially my 16-year-old, she was like, I don't understand why you put on makeup. I mean, do you not love yourself? I was like, hold up. Is that what are those the vibes that I'm giving you, my child? Like, I don't love myself because I may put some makeup on. So I've intentionally not gotten my eyebrows done, just been me, y'all.
Nice.
Just been me. And she's like, oh, you look so much better.
Oh wow.
I was like, oh, really? Really?
I
So
mean, for me, this is like dress up time because around the house, I really don't
right.
wear makeup and stuff a lot. So, but I love it though. Y'all know I love it.
Oh yes, we know. We
We
know.
know, we know. Hey
You started
Sam.
early, honey.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Well, guys, stay right there. Okay, we got to take a very quick break. Then we're gonna come back to Beyond Uncommon Faith.
Yeah.
And Deandra, we're gonna talk about it being stepdaddy season and get your take on it being stepdaddy season. All right, guys, we'll
Okay.
be right back.
Life is better when you are living on purpose, but many times we get stuck in the rat race and in the mundane task of our day-to-day lives, causing most to lose sight of their purpose. That's why certified life coach, inner healer, and business strategist Laflower Bowie is here to help you get calibrated to your calling through proven systems, techniques, and resources. Order a copy of her book, Principles to Reposition, to assist you with your journey, or schedule a free clarity session to kickstart the journey. After these sessions, clients have stated they found clarity and opened their eyes to things they had long forgotten. So get social and follow Laflower on all social media platforms at Laflower Bowie. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Uncommon Faith. We've been rocking it out, talking about it being stepdaddy season, talking about the market. We just been talking about a lot of stuff, talking about just being the God just allowing more income streams to flow in when you stay calibrated to who you are. When you stay calibrated to who you are. Hey Sam, thanks
Hello,
for
Sam.
tuning in. So Deandra, when we say it's stepdaddy season, do you know what that means? Muted, boo.
We can't hear you.
Oh, and my camera.
There we go.
Fill me in. You gotta fill
Yeah,
me in.
look. I had to get schooled. I was all the way
Yeah, fill
clueless.
me in
All the way.
on stepdaddy season.
Of course. So y'all, I was schooled over the weekend. Me and Marcus were, we be looking for hot topics and stuff like that. So there's this IG model that's out there, and she recently made headlines because she had her, I believe, second or third child by a very young guy in the NBA. And so she was bragging that she's getting like 200K a month on child support. All right. So, and she was schooling all these young girls, go get, they stupid. They gonna, they gonna do things without protecting themselves and all of this stuff. And so now she didn't slim down. She didn't have the baby. Her and the NBA player, they are no longer together. And so baby girl was sitting in her truck the other day, and she was just, giving one of her lessons on IG. And she was like, y'all, it's stepdaddy season. She was like, I can't say the words that she used, but basically she was like, all well-blessed men, please apply, because it's stepdaddy season. And she was like, you can post my baby on your stories. You can, you stepdaddy. And so basically she was interviewing new stepdaddies for her children because, the summer's coming to an end. And it's about to get cold outside, and so people want somebody to cuddle up with, and so that's what she said. It is stepdaddy season. So Deandra, what are your thoughts for our Uncommon Faith family on it?
Help us, Dee Dee. Help us.
I think it's ridiculous. I think
She's just out the box.
Really, Dee Dee?
She's just out the box. I think it's ridiculous.
well,
Let's be clear.
Especially if the kids is interviewing the potential stepdaddy.
No, the kids not interviewing. The kids are just introduced.
Okay.
The kids are just introduced to the new stepdaddy.
It's kind of like you get what you ask for, and it takes so much for a child. It takes so much feed them, clothe them, do so. It
Even
is
when they're
such a
adults.
team effort, you
Yeah.
know, and to not have that other teammate 80% of the time is really, really intense, you know. So it's like the monetary things are there, obviously, which
Right.
is an incentive, you know. You won't be hungry, you know, you'll have a roof over your head,
Right,
you
right. Because
know,
financially, she's
the
okay.
little
Financially, she's
things.
okay. Right. It's just
But
Dee that she's
just the for the child and herself, you know, is no emotional support for
right.
her to, you know, feel, you know, and just grow and bloom as a woman. And then the child has no dad, and
But Dee, she don't
So
want none of
Didi,
that. She doesn't want
yeah,
any of that.
yeah, I'm like
She
Didi. It
doesn't
sounds
care.
like you making a case for her to get this stepdaddy and to take
She
these
doesn't.
no,
applications.
I'm saying, like, I feel like if she shouldn't, if it's about to be, if it's just a season, you know, and next season it's going to be somebody else, and the season after is going to be
Right,
somebody
right.
else. So what I'm saying is, you know, it's detrimental, and she'll feel it later on. You know, she's not going to feel it right now.
You know, a lot of our you know, young ladies' mindsets is it's very troubling. I would say that it's very
To say the
troubling.
least.
to say the least, because I was listening to another young lady, and you know, going from the opposite of not wanting a step, you know, not wanting another young lady, she doesn't want a man involved at all. She's like, I just want to buy, you know, some seed on the black market. I just want to buy some seed,
Why I got
and
to be
I
the
want.
black market?
I guess she doesn't want anything to do with who it is.
I
She
mean,
doesn't
that's
want.
what the bank's for,
But
right?
she don't want anybody to one day come
You
and
don't want her
say,
name on no paper.
I guess so.
she said, I want to buy some seed on the black market, and I'm intentionally going to raise this child as a single woman. Intentionally. And I think for me, it's like if you haven't gone through the struggles of being a single woman, and not only for yourself, but the impact that it has on your child, I almost think that it's like, you know, it's just unrealistic, or she's really setting her child up to go through a lot of unnecessary, you know, emotional hurdles and obstacles. Now, that's one thing for you to have a child with someone and they just leave, right? Or it just doesn't work out. But it's another thing to intentionally say, I am going to intentionally not have a male, you know, a father figure in your life.
Right.
Absolutely. And there's going to be some type of deficit there. You know, I can think way back to where I've seen women, even on the movies or TV shows, you know how I am about those things, you know, and where they tell us the story, you know, and they intentionally set out to do this. And it came from a mindset of, I'm tired of sitting around waiting for someone to come and to do that the traditional way. My clock is ticking. I don't have time for that. I can do this by myself.
Right.
You know, and when I have seen it, a lot of times it's been with career women.
Where
Right.
they're in the danger zone. And
Right.
you know, because we know that right now at the age of 42, the age of 42, and OBGYN will tell you that you have a high risk pregnancy, and it's after age 42, it's considered a geriatric pregnancy.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, at 35, it's advanced maternal, right?
It's high risk, right?
It's
So
high risk. Advanced maternal
42
age is
geriatric.
35. So that would make sense, right? Because if advanced maternal age is at 35, right? So, dude, they ain't even giving you another 10 years. 7 after that, you geriatric?
But honestly, guys, Marcus, hey, especially with the stuff that we're putting in our bodies right now.
This is true.
But honestly, Marcus and I had to have a conversation with our oldest. We had to, because, you know, she's about to be 22, and some of y'all gonna come for me, but that's cool.
But she on her independence. She on that independent woman track, and that's where I was.
Marcus had to ask her. He's like, baby girl, you know.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Did you see that?
What did Miriam say? Taking great uncles. I can't.
Taking great uncles too. She ain't got to be a stepdaddy.
lining up. It's great uncle season.
Oh man.
But we had to ask her, like, baby girl, are you putting your, have you completely taken yourself off of the frequency to find a man right now? Because, you know, excuse me, he reminded her that all of us got married in our 20s. All of us got married in our 20s, and lo and behold, we still married. Right. And we've been able to have careers. We've been able to, you know, go to college. We've been able to get certifications, you know, all of these things, still be successful individually, but we've also had success in our marriages. And so one of my husband's biggest things is his, you know, especially our oldest, because she's on that independent, like, because she had a very nice young man who, you know, he was a little bit older than her, a couple years. And he's like, he like literally said, I want to make you my wife.
Right.
Like, you are wife material. And she
right.
was like, you exactly. Like in your late, are you older than 25? So I ain't trying to be nobody. And Marcus was like, those are things that you gotta be on that frequency, right? Because if you don't, then you're gonna end up in the danger zone. What is the danger zone? The danger zone is going to be those women who are in their late 20s, that go all the way up to about 35, 37 years of age. That is called the danger zone. And a lot of our young African-American women or young minority women, they are in this danger zone where they have not had children. They have not taken the time to actually devote time into a relationship because they're so focused on being
career goals.
They're just career driven. Like, I want to be this independent woman. I want to go get a bag, and then I want him to come to the relationship,
to the table with his bags.
However, what a lot of women don't realize is men don't give a flying crap about our bag. They don't care. Most men who have a bag, they would prefer for their woman to not get a bag because they need desire and want for their woman to be available for them
at the house. Yeah,
right. They don't care about your money. They really don't. But that's what a lot of young women who find themselves in the danger zone. Now let me tell y'all about no man's land. So no man's land is when you get past about 35, I would say past 37 on up, 37 to about 60. That's no man's land, especially if you desire to have a certain type of man, such as, you know, a high value man, or if you desire to have children, because those men that are at that level, that what you're waiting to get to that level, then you want to talk to that man. That man is looking at
already
someone,
got it.
He's already looking at someone who is older, who is younger, who is of childbearing ages, and who is willing to bear his children.
But I mean, numbers and figures, I mean, statistics, they exist for a reason. And I'm not saying I know any of them because I don't. Not on that topic. But
you know, that's what we mean. That's what me and Marcus look at, because we want to help young women. We want to help couples stay together. Because another thing of what we're figuring out is that now, ladies, I'm saying no man's land if you're not willing to compromise on some of the things that you want. That's what I'm saying. Because you have so many women that are in the danger zone who are making six figures. They're making $80,000-$70,000, and you are too high-sidity or too successful to be with the man who's making $50,000 or $60,000.
Right.
So I'm saying you're in a danger zone because you want a man who's making six figures. You want a man that's in the 1%ers or the 5%ers. That man don't want you.
Okay, come on. Let me give you an example. I told you know how I am about my movies. So y'all have seen Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah. That's
okay. We all know Taraji's character, right? So they played that out, what you just said, very well in that, because there was a blue collar man who wanted her and was willing to do any and every, loved her real, right? But then that six-figure brother, multi-six-figure brother came along, his CEO versus her COO, right? And it was like, oh, and he got the car and everything else that you think you want. But when she got it, it was like, I finally see the light bulb
Right.
foundation. I finally see.
Right.
And she
Exactly.
went back to the one.
Exactly.
But what happens is that's a movie, so it played out, right? But women that are in that danger zone and have those standards that she had, how often is it that that person actually comes along? How often does Morris Chestnut actually drive up in that car?
No, and looking
Right.
for you because
Right.
you so involved in yourself. He doesn't want that. And then another thing that a lot of women, they want this six-figure man. They want a very successful man, but there are certain things that come along with having a successful man. I go back, since we're talking about Tyler Perry, and I don't know if that was a Tyler Perry movie or not. But since we're talking about movies, let's go back to the Family That Prays. I think it
Okay.
was Family That Prays Together. And y'all remember
Yes.
what's the
Uh-huh.
name? The mama. What's the mama name? Not the
Lynn.
what's my girl? Fried
Was
green
that Lynn
tomatoes.
Whitfield?
Yes, I
What's her
know who
name?
you're talking about. I
Yes. And
can,
so
Was that
basically,
Lynn?
no,
Lynn
the other
Whitfield?
mama, the guy's mama, the white guy's mama. And so
Oh, okay.
basically she was
Okay.
telling him, like, she was telling the wife when she went out there crying in her garden as she was picking roses, she was like,
Right.
oh, you just now, oh, his father cheated in that same room. Oh, you crying, little baby. See, if you're gonna be
Right.
married, if you desire a six-figure man or a high value man, then you got to be willing to deal with some of the stuff that comes with a corporate high value man, because
Right.
business trips are going to occur because of their money. They're going to take, a lot of them, I'm not saying everybody, but a large majority of them will take on this godlike mindset, thinking that because of their money and because of their status, they can have anything and anyone that they want. Another thing is that you think you're going to be, having fun, all of these fantasies, you done waited all these years to have you a man. You think y'all gonna lay up in the bed all day? Baby girl, that's not gonna happen, because that man is gonna
No.
be about his business. He might be there for your birthday. He gonna send you some diamonds or something, but you're not gonna get all of this romantic stuff, because that man is going to be constantly moving and about his business. And so that's another
Yes.
thing that we've got to realize when when we put our education and our career before relationship, and we just want stuff to happen, we got a rude awakening that's coming. It's not going to be that fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
it's about finding somebody that's in the same place in their life that you are, and you all are wanting the same things at the same time.
Right.
Because
Because the
oftentimes
money.
that, go ahead, sis.
No, I'm saying the financially you could be in a different space, but if
But
you
in
want
what
the
you
same,
want,
right?
what you want
Yeah.
out of the relationship, for instance, children.
Yeah.
When that man comes along for you and you think, okay, well, now I'm finally ready, he could have possibly already done that. I did that back then. My kid's about to be grown. I'm not trying to do that again.
Right. Right.
Right. So those are all things that we got to consider. And I know I'm stepping on some toes, but I'm just giving y'all the facts. This is just what
Some real
I
talk.
do. This is
I
what I
mean, it's
do.
just this is kind of like cut and dry.
And
It's just kind of is what it is.
because it's a lot of fairy tale. Like, I look at people, that are my age, people that Gina went to school with, people that I used, people that we went to school with. And guys, I would say I'm so blessed that God took me off of the track that I was on while I was in my mid 20s and connected me with my husband. I didn't know my husband was going to be a six-figure man. I had no clue that that was the path that God had me on, but I'm blessed that he did. I'm blessed that
Amen.
he did, right? Because if it was up to
Amen.
Flower, I would have been Taraji. I would have been like, baby, you wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
I
Right?
promise you, y'all
Nothing.
know that was the path I was on, honey.
We
I was
all
that
were on
one
that
that
path.
had wrote them off. I don't need them for anything. So now I figured that out.
Right.
But I'm good.
Hey.
And soon as
It's
I was,
amazing. It's amazing.
God knew, honey.
He did. It's amazing. Like, just each of us, and just the ages and our stories, and just how we got snatched up really quickly. It was really no time that we really had on the market.
We weren't able to go wild out.
Right,
God knew,
right.
because I'm gonna tell you something. Clifton Virgil raised some very strong-minded and independent women, and let us
Definitely.
have got rolling real guts.
We didn't tell me nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Nothing. But guys, I
You
challenge
know?
you. I challenge you to seek someone or get on the frequency, as we told our daughter, get on the frequency to attract somebody. Like, don't completely have your man meter turned off just because you're pursuing certain goals in your career and your education right now, because you never know when God is going to have that certain someone cross your path. You never know. And if your man frequency is completely turned off, then
Right.
you may miss out on, an amazing blessing. Because I know some of y'all gonna disagree, but guess what? Women lose value as they get older. Men increase in value.
I
Women
mean,
lose
and
value.
that's
It's
Kevin
true.
Samuel. Okay, but this is all I can say. Even though society decreases our value as we get older, we can still eat right. We can still,
Of
we can still
course.
be on point. And to be honest, I really think that if the older generation, even like you say, like that zone, what you call it? What's the zone?
No man's land and the danger
So,
zone.
so in that zone, these
Good
women
question,
really
Sam.
actually know how to cater to their man, what to do to
Right.
actually get these men. So it's like, it's really about building up your confidence, knowing who you are, like, because hey, black don't crack. At the end of the day, you can really be a certain age and look so very young and youthful and vibrant, and
Right,
you
right.
can still go snag you a man at the end of the day
Yes,
if
you
that's
can,
what you want.
Deandra. Of course, you can go
So
snag you a
don't
man.
give up,
But no,
ladies.
I don't want.
Don't.
Didi trying to say, y'all. I don't want y'all to get up. I don't want y'all to give up. But at the same time, I want you to be realistic, ladies, and I want you to adjust some of your
Consideration. Oh, I'm sorry.
What do y'all
No.
consider value? Is the
What do you
question.
consider value? It's really consideration, because it's like when you come into this relationship with the opposite sex, it's like you both have to start considering each other. You both have to start communicating, and you both have to start respecting each other. So it's like if somebody else has more money, things can happen, trips can be made, babies can be made, a life can
if
be
you
planned
not
out.
too old. But I'm saying there's people that have babies that. Okay, I'm gonna say one more
So
thing.
no,
We gotta wrap up.
listen. No, let me tell you something.
They can have them.
We gotta.
Okay,
They're
the
Right, we
value.
can. Okay, Gina.
So speaking
So, uh-huh.
speaking to as far as value goes, in the way that you said it, and that women lose their value as they age. I think that speaks to how society more or less defines value. And
Yeah.
because we hold our value, for as I'm concerned, honey, the older I get, the better I get,
I get that, but that's
Definitely.
in relationships.
Definitely.
Our value increases. Okay,
Right.
Right.
so
And
In the
hold on,
relationship.
hold on, y'all.
said.
In relationships, yes, your value is gonna increase because the longer y'all been rocking together, the longer he's gonna know, like, you've been growing with me, you've been rocking with me. But I'm talking about just a woman out there who no kids, no relationships, and you just like, I'm here. A younger woman is going to be considered more valuable to a man who is looking for courtship, who is looking for marriage, because he can bear her children. He doesn't have a lot of the baggage that she does, and all of those things. One of the things that we as women have to understand, we control intimacy, but men control relationships. And
And I think you should
fact.
just shut it down on that.
That's a fact that a lot of us don't want to agree. We control
it's true, but I just really wanted to speak to like those women, because
Come on, Didi.
I
Make them
believe
feel
that's
better.
the thing.
Make them feel better, Didi.
That's the
She's
thing.
an
It's like,
inspirational speaker.
we cannot let anybody come into our homes, come into our minds, and tell us we are devalued. Because guess what? It's not a lot of women out there who are mentally strong enough. Fortunately, we had a father who made sure that no matter what came our way, we were able to, realize what needed to stay, what needed to go, and how we were to still progress with
And
life.
we knew our worth.
Right,
And
right,
we definitely knew our worth. He made sure of that.
right.
And that's what I'm saying. It's some women who have not had the opportunity to be, indulged and just doused in the fact that they are worthy enough, they are beautiful, they were created. That's it. That's all it took for you to be, for you to be amazing. So that's why it's like you gotta just train, those women who are at that age,
Well,
Amen,
like
well, I
Sam.
think I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help these younger women, guys,
Yes.
who don't understand. They think that they think they have all the time in the world. They think that their
Right.
bodies are going to stay the same. And so that's
Right.
why when I say that statement, like our value when it comes to men controlling relationships, it's almost like playing dodge. Y'all remember lining up to play dodgeball at school? The men control the relationships. And so you have
Flower, it's almost like now, instead of just concentrating on the younger, it's like I feel like you have to concentrate on all the women. I feel like
of course.
it's like everybody is in this really negative frame of mind. Everybody is in a really negative space. And I feel like it's gonna take all the women, because to get in a healthy state of mind.
Right.
Because
But I think we got to be realistic, Didi. I think we have to be realistic when it comes to relationships. And women have to understand that we are not the prize. Even though we think that we're the prize, men are the prize in the relationship because they control relationship. They control relationship. We control intimacy because we can clink, and lock it down. But men control relationship because they can choose
I think we
to
control.
be with you.
We control a lot. I feel like we control a lot. I don't really feel like at 100% the man is like at 100% controlling everything, because it's like, because the woman at the end of the day knows her power, and she knows that being submissive will make him be this way, being this way will make him do this, so being this. So I really feel like we still have a certain amount of control now.
Absolutely.
Who he wants to be with. I want to be with somebody younger. I want to make babies with somebody. Of course, we can't control that, and that's up to you to go and get you somebody who values you enough to not make that decision, to stay true to what it is that they're saying.
So at the end of the day, I think we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
We're just going about it different ways. Laflower, I believe that maybe this show we should continue. Maybe D'Angelo, I don't know if you're available next week, but it looks like
Part 2.
Laflower, I think we need more time for you to break down your statement of men control the relationship. What exactly does that mean?
I'm saying really quick, and we're prepare this for part 2. I'm not saying they control the relationship as in the ins and outs of a relationship between a man and a woman. Men control access to being in a relationship.
Because women are the ones that's always looking and seeking.
Yes, because if you can't be in a relationship, a man has to say yes to you.
No,
hold on.
Like
I'm saying a man has to say yes. I want to be in this relationship with you, because there's too many times when us as women, we think that we're in a relationship with a man and we're not.
Well,
I understand.
Okay,
I understand what you're saying, and that really is true, because oftentimes it is the man that decides, okay, yes, let's go ahead and do this, and it's them that decide to walk away. That happens, but I also believe that it happens the other way as well.
Oh yeah,
right. And at the end of the day, I'm not out looking. I'm not out looking for you. You are looking and seeking me.
Exactly.
He find it, not me. Thank you.
Social media changed everything. Social media
controls the relationship.
You have plenty of fish. You have Instagram.
You
have Snap. You have all these.
We sorry, Miss Producer. We didn't act right. So we so sorry. Let the man ask for everything. You know what, Sam? I really appreciate you and all of your comments tonight, and I really hope that you join us next week same time, same station, because we're going to keep this going. And your input from the male perspective
Yes.
has definitely helped tonight. So thank you. And thank you to everybody else.
Men control the relationship. Women
and we're going to give you a chance.
intimacy.
We're going to give you a chance next week to explain that even more, okay? So, guys, comment and let us know what you thought about this show. If you have questions, if your toes were stepped on, let us know how you feel.
I'm coming back.
My Tuesday, I'm making Tuesday free.
Come on, let's run it back.
Okay, the producer said we got to go.
Okay, bye.
All right, good night, y'all.
Good night, guys. Grace and peace.